yeast starter that I made a couple of days ago. It's obviously finished fermenting, and I've put it in the fridge so that it settles out. I'm just going to pour off the top and leave the yeast cake, and then just mix it up a little bit just to get it ready for pitching when I'm ready later with the beer. So we'll leave a little bit of beer. Now I'm just gonna mix it all up, make sure the yeast gets mixed in, break it all up. This will bring it down to room temperature a little bit quicker as well. So what I'm going to do is just keep the lid on. You can see how I'm just going to keep the lid on, keep the airlock on just so that no contaminants get into the flask. So now it's I've poured it off, mixed it up. You can see it's a nice yeasty mixture. So this is what I'll be pitching into the beer once it's down to about 20 degrees. Sweet. Alright, so what we've got the carboy over here. It's been sanitized. Carboy. It's been sanitized, just letting it dry out. Sanitizing all the other equipment we're going to be using. We've got our hops weighed out, ready to go. So what we're doing now is just bringing this up to temperature. You can see the colour of the wort here. It's obviously cloudy, but we're going to do a little bit of filtering now, and you can see that it's quite a nice colour. Are you feeling?
Yeah. Got some nice beer porridge here. Yes, nice colors and smells.
Okay, so now I was about to speak noise. Okay, now we're going to lift this up and let all the let everything drain out.
Good one. Left. Lift.
That was it up.
Där ja.
Okay, så nu har vi bara... Now we're just letting the malt run out. Try and let the grain bed settle now. Alright, so this is just letting all the wort run off into the brew kettle. This is where we can throw in our first wort hops. So I'll put that in straight away. Okay, we've got our sparge water here. It's up to about 78 degrees. Just double check the temperature of that. So that when this is finished running off, we can just because what we're going to boil, we're going to do a 60-minute boil, so we're going to lose about 4 litres of water to evaporation in the 1 hour boil. So I'm making a 19 litre batch or 5 gallon batch. So once all this, 1 kilo of malt absorbs about 1 litre of water. So I've got 5 kilos of. I started with 20 litres of water for the mashing. Once this is run through, there should be about 5 litres of water absorbed by the malt, and then probably about 1 litre of evaporation. So we'll have about 14-15 litres of water. So we're going to bring that up to 23 litres and start the boil at 23, and hopefully we'll have about 19 litres at the end of the boil. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, so what we're going to do is just run a little bit of the first runoffs, the runoffs back through the grain just to filter it out a little bit until we get, you know, decently clear wort to start with. We're going to put some Irish moss in there and that sort of thing at the end to help clear it up, and we're going to put into a second fermenter and do a lot of things to help it clear up. But yeah, right now we're just doing so I've let the grain bed settle, so now we should just be able to pour off a little bit of this. Will just help filter any of these the hulls of the grain out, so that we don't get any off flavors when boiling the wort. Okay, so now we're just going to do a little bit of sparging. I've got my sparge water here. It's at about 78 degrees. So basically everything, all the water's gone out of the grains. Now we're just going to put in a bit of sparge water. Just get the rest of the sugar out. Alright. So while it's sparging, I'm just gonna crank the temperature up to 110 degrees just to get the wort, you know, coming up to heat, coming up to 100 degrees. So we hit the hot break. Once the sparge is done, I'll measure how much liquid is in there with the brew spoon, with my mash paddle. I'll just add in some water if need be, and bring the wort up to the boil. And we'll start once it's up to boiling and we've hit the hot break. We'll start to add the hops. The first wort hops are already in there, so we're just waiting for this to settle out, and then we'll get back to you. Okay, so we've finished with the sparge. I've filled it up to the 23 litre mark on my mash paddle, so it's right up to the 23 litre. So we're going to start we're going to bring the wort to a boil. I've got the heat elements right up on full. So we're going to bring this to the boil, hit the hot break, and then start adding the hops and boil for 1 hour. Okay, so here's our wort. Smells really nice. You can see we're coming up to the boil now. I've just got the lid on so that it comes to the boil a bit quicker. We're at 87 degrees right now. I've got the alarm set for 95, just so that we can be ready for the. So we're about to hit the hot break. It's at 95 degrees. A couple more degrees, and we'll hit the hot break. There's the first wort hops that you saw there. So you can see we've got a. Okay, just having a